Are we live? I think it says we're live. We're live. Well, hell, it is Wednesday. So you know what that means? Once again, it's time for Gold Fever Radio.
Woo! Like living and loving, paying the bills, keeping things real, man, you know the deal. But when it's time for me to unwind, I gotta go someplace where the sun can shine, and there ain't no better place than out in the country. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see. You can't believe how the color of gold make you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got the fever. And there ain't no other place that I'd rather be.
I go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank, cranking up the radio, playing old Hank, it ain't that long.
Well, welcome everybody. Wednesday, once again, Gold Fever Radio time. See you guys all there in that chat room in there, popping in there. And yes, I am up here in the mountains. So you're right, my reception. I'm just on the iPhone here using what little bit of reception I got. So hopefully it's going out. Let's see who's in here. Mark, hello, Mark, Janon, and Paul. Hope I don't touch anything wrong. Steve and Richard Duke. Josh Cooper, hello. Patty's Adventures. Electronic Medium. Hey, I see some of your stuff that you do out there. Locating someone, talking to some people. Pretty cool. Buck Rackley. Oops, I pushed this too much. That's what I'm afraid of here, touching this on this iPhone here. Joseph Otto, hello. Neil Young, James Lane. What is that? Katie Villa. Yeah. Yeah, I know I screwed that one up, didn't I? Yeah, you guys confused me. Mark Bush. Anyways, Wednesday, guys, welcome. What's going on here? May 29th, 2024. Man, this month is just going by really quick, you know that? There's only 260 days left in this year, and before you know it, it will be over with. What is today? Today is National Flip-Flop Day. That's one thing I could never get into is wearing flip-flops. I don't like that extra piece in between my toes. It kind of screws with me. I don't like that. I can wear Crocs and sandals, but I can't wear flip-flops. Let's see, what else is there happening? It's National Paper Clip Day. It's National Senior Health and Fitness Day. And it's also National, what's that? Cuvian Day? I have no clue what that is. Let's see, it was on this day, 1974, Richard Nixon agreed to turn over the 1,200 pages of Watergate tapes, scripts. And on this day, 1942, Bing Crosby recorded White Christmas. 1848, Wisconsin became the 30th state on the Union. And also on this date, let's see, what is that? Oh, 1431, Joan of Arc was burned at the stake. I didn't know that. For witchcraft. 1922, the Lincoln Memorial was dedicated in Washington, D.C. 1911, the first automobile race in Indianapolis was ran. Birthdays, if it's your birthday today, happy birthday to all you guys. Born on this day also in 1917 was John F. Kennedy. He died in 1963. Mel B is 49, LaToya Jackson 68, Bob Hope. Well, he died 2023, but he was born on this day in 1903. So yes, everybody, I'm up here in the town of Meadview. Been up here for about a week now. I just had to get away. But I'll tell you what, it's hotter than hell. So it's a good thing I'm in Arizona because it's pretty warm out here. So it is warm. I keep getting something going off on my phone. I don't know what that is. Look up there. Uh, Something bleeping. I'm touching something on the phone. I'm hoping that everything's okay, but I had to move everything over so I could get to the screen okay. Let's see if I move everything back. What could happen here? I hate to push something the wrong way. Okay. I think I was on a button or something. Let's see. So anyway, so I've been up here in Meadview for about a week now. And I think I was going to leave tomorrow. Maybe I'll go out and do one last nugget hunt in the morning and then maybe pack up and leave. I'm not really sure yet, but it's all up in the air for right now. And you guys saw what I posted. I think I found 5 little pieces of gold and 1 meteorite. There's a meteorite right there. Found that this morning. I went out bright and early about 6 o'clock this morning before it got hot and found this about an hour later. It was only down about 2 inches, so it wasn't that far down, but it weighs 116 grams. So the meteorites up here, from what I've read, they're worth anywhere from $2 to $2.50 a gram. So it's over $200, but $275, something like that, meteorite. So hey, that's not bad. And the gold, well, 5 pieces of gold. So you know what that means? It means maybe starting of the month I'll have to do a wheel and give away all that gold because, you know, I don't keep my gold. I just give it away. So we'll do a will or something. We'll give that all away. Let's see. So because up here in the middle of no place and the service ain't all that great, it's why there's no guest. So it's just me. We'll try to get by the best we can up here, what we're doing. I need a co-host is what I need. I'm looking for a co-host. If anybody knows anybody that wants to be a co-host on the show, you guys will have to get a hold of me. And I've been doing this now by my lonesome for, 2 years, I think it is, almost 2 years, something like that. And I think it's time that I get another co-host with me to be on just to, so there's a couple people on the show. But anyway, so you know what it should be? It should be, the dollar store, Family Dollar, is only about a mile down the road from here, so I can just zoom on the razor down there. And they've got these iced oatmeal cookies. I just buy them they're almost as good as Girl Scout cookies, That's what it should be. It should be National Iced Oatmeal Cookie Day. And if that's not good enough, then it should be Chocolate Cake Day. That's my dessert for tonight. Let's see who's popped in this chat room. I saw some of you guys popped in there. Kathy Villa, Craig Carter, Bobby Bunzel, Villa. I got that right now. Let's see, Patty's Adventures. I'm good, thank you. You're coming in loud and clear. That's good. Wayne, hello. Wayne says I'm going to be in Meadview next month. Have you seen any snakes yet? Funny thing was, Ryan was up here. Ryan left this morning. Ryan came in. He's from Pennsylvania area. They stayed in camp for about 6 months. And then when he left camp, he came up here, and he's been up here for a month. So I've hung out with him for about the last week, and we've gone out and, he did some dry washing and stuff like that. But yesterday we went over the hill to look for some meteorites. He found a little one, but we did see a snake over there. Other than that, I ain't seen any snakes. And that one was out on the road sunning himself. So that's been the only one that made. Patty says she made some chocolate pudding. Yum, that's good. I like chocolate pudding. Dragon Ride FPV, fretting from Tennessee. Well, hello, welcome. Tad Hamilton, cake, yes. But hey, you don't have to worry about, because anyways, I haven't seen any snakes. That was the only one and that was, like I said, far away. So generally they're out of the way, so we don't have to worry about snakes though. But so it's getting harder to find any gold. I mean, in the beginning up here, man, I was finding these nuggets right and left, God, I mean, I found probably over 300 nuggets, 400 nuggets up here. But nowadays, God, let's just get. I don't know if maybe I'm doing something wrong. I think I'm going to send my detector in because I've been saying I'm going to be doing that for a long time to have it looked at and serviced. So then maybe that's part of the problem, and then I can go back to finding gold again if they fix it. But I heard there's a shielding and grounding problem on that. So Tad, you've seen a couple of them so far, huh? While not prospecting, howdy from Lubbock, Texas. So I'm just on my iPhone, so my screen is like only this big here, that I'm looking at there. So, but yeah, so got one good meteorite to go over. I'm in what they call Lost Basin. So Lost Basin is, up here in the northern part of Arizona, and Lake Mead is up here. Lake Mead is just down the road. Lake Mead's probably, I don't know, maybe 15 miles away. Meadview, the town of Meadview is a few miles away. I'm in the outskirts of Meadview on private property up here. But going to the other side of the hill, Gold Basin, that's where there's meteorites at. So to go over to hunt for meteorites, I have to go up and over the mountains. And it's probably about 14 miles away getting over to the other side. So at the end of the year on the Patreon outing, we're going to go to the Gold Basin side over there. Some of you guys should have got emails about that already, and there'll be more emails coming out too to your Patreons. But we'll go over there and camp over there for the weekend. We'll hunt meteorites, and maybe we'll take a trip. You guys got side-bys, bring your side-bys, and maybe we'll make a trip up over here or something too. Or we can go exploring. There's some cool things just to go explore. So we can go for ATV rides and stuff like that too. You are still in a better gold area than me. Well, if you're in Texas, then yeah, you're right. Because the only gold in Texas is what? In Llano River or Plano River, whatever that is there. That's the only gold in Texas. That or you're talking about black oil now. Black oil can be gold too. So yeah, you guys all over the place. Truth and Research Radio, Yahoo! From Now High Desert, California. All right. Well, welcome all you guys. Salute, man. I saw somebody say earlier that it would be a short show. It could be a real short show if I lose my internet. Because, let's see. I'm looking back on the stuff here. If, just because Steve says, have you posted the map of the new claims in Gold Basin yet? I haven't posted them yet, but I do have those ready to go. So if you guys are club members and you need that map, all you got to do is just send me an email, goldfeverradio@yahoo.com, and then I can send you a copy of the location and the map for that area. I should plan one day to do an update post and all that. I need to, there's some claims. A while back, we did a thing where asked people what their favorite claims were, or claims that they didn't like or liked, because there's no sense keeping claims that people really don't go to a lot. So I think there's some claims I'm going to end up, I don't want to let them go. So I'll probably put them up for auction or, put them up for price or something. And, people that want them can just, take them. First come, first serve type thing, and then get some more claims in different areas. I'd like to get some more out here in the Gold Basin area. And but anyway, so that's probably what I'll end up doing. And then I'll just revamp and redo the claims guide, put out a brand new claims guide. So that's kind of in the work too. Let's see. Paul, got my cup yesterday. It's awesome. Thank you. Well, hey, thank you, Paul. Oh, somebody said something about the blanket. Pulling the so I did. I got the metal detector and the corals, that blanket that you hook behind and pull it. You got to be a rocket scientist to figure out that detector. The hooking it up to the blanket and all that, pulling it around. But I did get some signals, and the only thing I really dug up was a 22 bullet, or actually it was probably a 30 caliber bullet. It was down probably about 8 inches. So it did pick that up, and I did get other signals, but I couldn't pick it up with the regular detector. So I don't know if it was out of reach or what is. So I'll still have to practice with that machine. Yes, the Lawn Knoll is the only place next to the areas around El Paso, but that's all on private area. All of Texas is private. Oh, Gold Hunter 77, what's up, Pater Pirates? Yeah. So that's what's happened as far as the claims. But yeah, so if you're a member of the club and you need that copy of that claims, just send me an email and I can send that out to you. Goldfeverradio@yahoo.com. And if anybody interested in being a host on the show, let's send me an email too, and we can go from there. Because maybe we do different hosts too, or something, along with the guest too. So there'll be a couple of us on there. So if I disappeared, somebody else is there talking to or something, a couple people talking to the guest. So we'll go from that. But so yeah, you're right. It's not going to be a huge show. I am doing the same thing on Facebook, so I'm simulcasting on Facebook as well. The Facebook page is Gold Fever Radio at Facebook. There's a few Facebook pages. There's Gold Fever Adventures on Facebook. There's Gold Fever Radio on Facebook, and then I've got my regular page, Jack Tucker, on Facebook too. So you can go like all of those pages. And of course, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, Gold Fever Adventures here on YouTube, then you subscribe to the channel by all means. And I thank all you guys, all the subscribers. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was over 13,000, 13 and a half, something like that. 13,000. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. But anyways, it's growing. So, it's all you guys helping the channel grow and all that. So I appreciate all you guys. What else is happening? The detector I've been using is the GPX 6000, the Mind Lab. You guys know how I feel about the Mind Lab detectors, but it seems I have an EMI issue with that or something, because it's very chattery. It's like I'm always getting a signal, and so I'm constantly going over double the ground, and if I hit a little dinky piece of little weed, it'll go off, or accidentally bump the weed, it'll go off. It's just anyway, so that's why I'm sending it in to have some repair. So it'll be down for 2 or 3 weeks, so I'll be out of commission using that detector. What's the temperature up here, Tad? It's warmer up here, well, than where I'm at. It showed it was cooler. Up here it was showing it's about 100 degrees, 103. But to me, it's not bad. When Ryan was up here, Ryan was dying in the heat, and he kept saying that he couldn't handle the heat and wondered how I'm out there in the sunshine of the day walking around detecting. I guess I'm just used to it, but it doesn't really bother me. But it's warm, but you deal with it. How do you join the club, Bobby? You can go to goldfeverradio.com or goldfeveradventures.com, and there's a area in there that you can click on to join. Is the wires loose? I think the wires are loose, Tad. They said some of the, it's 105 there. Wow. That's a little climatized. Yeah, that's what I am. I'm used to this. I can't stand to be cold. I literally hate to be cold. I'd rather be hot than cold. I don't like heat, but I can tolerate the heat. I can't tolerate that cold. I heard the earlier 6000s had a grounding problem, and people were sending them in and they were getting them fixed. So that's what I've got to do with mine, because mine was one of the first ones that ever came out that, you had to get in a line to get one of them. So I was an original one. But anyway, so I got to send it in. So I'm planning to do that after I get back. I get it boxed up and send that in. Mark, I wished I was gold here in Missouri. Just brought in a good new gold monster ready for the winter to come back to Arizona. Yeah, Gold Monster's a decent machine. What part of Missouri? My relatives, my dad was in Missouri, and I used to live there in Missouri for a little while. I was almost born in Missouri, actually, but made it outside of Missouri, so I wasn't born in Missouri. I was in a little town called Herculaneum. I'm not really sure what town's that by. I think it was by St. Louis, so I remember right. But that's where my grandfather and all them people come from, is back there in Missouri. All that side of the family were all Missourians. Near Lake of the Ozarks. I'm not sure where that is. when you talk about Ozarks, I think about banjo player people, you know. Uh, anyways, cheers, guys. So Ryan, that was up here, found his first meteorite. It was a small one. Uh, Show Me State. That's right, the Show Me State. But he found his first meteorite, and it was down a few inches down, but he found it with the gold bug too. And so that was his first one. And you can find, you know, meteorites with that's a VLF. You can find them with the VLF machine, but you're going to deal with every hot rock. A gold monster, you would even be in more trouble with the at least the gold bug 2. It's got more knobs on it, so you can kind of fine tune and kind of ground balance out some of those hot rocks, so you don't get them as bad. But yeah, gold monster, you got to turn that sensitivity so far down, you can't even pick up anything. So uh, anyway, but yeah, he found it with the gold bug too, so he was impressed with that. His first meteorite, a little one, but hey, meteorite is a meteorite. And that was my biggest one right here. That was a nice one. Found today. I was happy. Cause you know, you don't get a lot of targets. There's not a lot of trash out there. Once in a while, you'll, you know, get a stray bullet, some lead, but you'll dig. I dug down about 10 inches for a hot rock, and that I hate to do. So the PIs, pulse inductions, those are the detectors you really want to have to hunt, you know, out where there's a lot of hot rocks. Meteorites are better off with your pulse inductions, and that's your 6,000s, your 7,000s, your, you know, your Garrett's, your Axiom is a decent one too. So one of those ones there. Gold Bug 2, still my go-to, Gary. Yeah. So the stone one set off the detector off. Yes, stony. That's what these are. Stony chondrites is what the classification is. Stony cloth. They're magnetic. They're not as highly magnetic as your, you know, your pure iron ones or more iron ones that are found elsewhere. But like, you know, in the crater area, those meteorites are kind of, they're a different color up there. Those really ain't worth anything by the crater because there's just millions of them around. And I did find an iron meteorite out by me, just metal detecting one day, just by luck. Found, and it was an iron one. And out here, when I came out here looking for these ones, I bet you I threw them away before somebody was told me, you know, what they look like. I just thought they were hot rocks because I was used to seeing the meteorite of, you know, with more of the iron, the smoothness, and all of that, the crust, the fusion where it was burnt and coming through. And you know, you scrape it, you see the iron or the nickel in it. So I probably would throw these away until somebody says, "Oh, these are the meteorites." So now that I know what they look like, I can find it. 2300 will work. That's true too, Tad. The 2300 will work. That's PI. Uh, so all those, PIs was just your best bet to look for the meteorites out here. That's, you know, or for any place, even for gold, because your PIs can punch through some of that mineralized ground. You know, you get a lot of that red dirt where the gold likes to hide at, is in that red dirt, that iron. VLFs have a hard time, you know, working in those areas. You have to turn that sensitivity so far down that you kind of ground balance or lose some of the, you know, your gold. But you got to do what you got to do. So PI is the way to go. And unfortunately, I use the 6,000. It's probably the best on the market right now. I hate to say that, but Axiom, I think, will give it a run for the money. Hopefully, they're going to do some little changes to the Axiom, a little update, stuff like that. But the Axiom can be a very, very good machine. And the price, too, is better. And that does have the double D coral on there that discriminates. So that's even a cool feature on that machine, too, that you can discriminate with the feature. So, but it has it's a more learning curve, and some people don't like those learning curves. You know, Gold Monster, turn on and go. 6,000, basically turn on and go. The machines that you got to sit there and play with and dial in and tune and all these knobs, people don't always like them. And so people like simplicity. So if you want a good machine, well, I shouldn't say good machine, but the Gold Bug 2, I think will outperform a Gold Monster. Let's see, Jack, do you run into your Jeff near Meadview? I don't run into him, but one of my claims is right next to him, so I know where he's at. I filmed one time where he said, "You're in my neck of the woods now, sonny boy." Oh, man, I think I'm going to sneeze. You know what I should do? Maybe before I sneeze, if I can hurry and go do it, let me go play my commercial, and I'll be right back, folks. Sorry about that, wrong button there. Let me try this button.
ICMJ, the International California Mining Journal, was first published in 1931, 93 years old this year. Since our first issue, our goal has remained the same, and that is to provide miners with a voice, a marketplace for their goods and services, and to offer expert advice and tips from our knowledgeable writers, miners, geologists, all in the field. We still offer our 12 and 24-month print subscriptions, but keeping up with the times and with our reader requests, the digital online subscription option allows for a simple and gorgeous reading experience using your preferred technology, your phone, your tablet, or computer. Sign up for our print, online, or both print and online at www.icmj.com or call us at 831-479-1500. For our advertising services, both display advertising and classifieds, select the Miners Market section or call us. Happy prospecting.
Happy Prospecting. Excellent magazine for prospectors. You guys starting out prospecting, or you want more knowledge in prospecting, that's an excellent magazine. Lot of cool articles. Even the last month's issue, there's an article that I did in there about dry washing even. So, hey, that's pretty cool. I'm working on another one, too, to get in there, too. Wayne Peterson, hello. I do miss my Gold Goldmaster 2 back in the day. Good times. Yeah, the old Goldmaster 2. That was a learning curve machine. That thing had more bells and whistles on it than yeah. Anyway, that was I remember my dad had the Goldmaster 2, and I had this half-ounce nugget that I buried in my backyard. And I think then I had the MineLab 3500, and I can't remember what the other machine. Anyway, there was like three machines, and I buried it about, I don't know, a half foot down. The Goldmaster was the only one that picked it up. The MineLabs wouldn't pick it up, and people says, MineLab should have picked it up. That's bullshit. The reason it didn't pick it up because you broke the halo effect and all that. All these excuses. But who knows why? But I'm just saying that that Goldmaster was the only one that picked up that nugget about a half foot down, or a couple feet down, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. Let's see. Has anyone bought 5-gallon buckets of pay dirt? The Gold Show in Quartzsite, I think it was called Beehive Mine. No, I've known people that did that. He makes money, but I never did buy any. Just bought another year subscription of ICMJ. Good magazine. All right, Mike. Cool. Do you use the Lobo? I used to have a Lobo. That's probably the other machine that had back in the days. Lobos, they were made in Tesoro. They were made in Arizona, actually. And so that was a decent machine because it was made for the soil here in Arizona. Unfortunately, they went out of business, so those machines ain't available anymore. So if you get one, they're used. And they had some treasure ones and stuff like that. So, but that was pretty decent. Adrian, I'm still using a Whites with the Goldmaster heads. Like I said, Whites was a decent outfits. Thing with Whites, when he retired, I guess, and Ken White, and just nobody else wanted to take it over. So Garrett bought out their patents and whatever inventory they had, and then the Garretts came out with the Goldmaster. Goldmaster was a decent machine, so they continued that on anyways. So if Garrett would come out more and do some stuff, I think Garrett could really give Mind Lab a run for the money. That's the only one that really can. Fisher, I'm not sure what's going on with Fisher. Fisher was supposed to come out with the PI several years ago before COVID hit. And that was the talk. They were coming out with it. And apparently they couldn't get parts and never ever happened. So don't know what's going on with Fisher. Some people think Fisher will be the next one to go under, but Fisher's involved with a lot of other stuff like Night Owl and a whole bunch of other companies, is all looped in there. So I'm not sure if maybe just the Fisher, the metal detector, I'm not sure what will happen, but some people think they will go out next. Hogs 14, hello. So, but anyways, there's a lot of good detectors out there, and I like when I just go like treasure hunting, I like to use the Equinox. And I knew a guy that had the Equinox 800, and he could find little dinky pieces of gold. I mean, dinky pieces of gold with that thing. But he had it dialed in. He knew exactly how to use that machine. So it really doesn't matter which machine you have. As long as you know really how to use that machine, you can do about whatever you want to do with that machine. So, I've got all my gold mines. I sold my 7,000 just because I really don't use the 7,000. I wished I maybe had it still. I'll maybe get another one day. I had a 2,300. I sold it too. I probably will never get another 2,300 though. But I have the 6,000 and I have the Equinox 900. I have two Equinox 800. I have the Manticore. I had the Axiom and I sold it too. How to sell one of my 800s because I don't need two of them. The reason I had two 800s is because one has a small coil on it, one has the bigger coil on it, and I'd hate it to switch coils back and forth. Use the bigger one for treasure hunting and the smaller one for gold. And I was tired of switching shafts, so I just bought another detector. I'm getting a lower shaft for the 6,000 so I can switch that because I use a Coraltech 9-inch on that, and I'm thinking about trying to, I'm lazy, Tad. I'm thinking about putting a different type of coil on that. I like that 9-inch because it's just lightweight. And, the bigger ones are heavier. Even the elliptical they have of Coraltech is just so heavy. And I just, my arms get tired. You got to think. So I'm looking at my, how you can go on your, you too, how you can go on your phone and you can tell how many miles you walk a day. When I look at my phone at nighttime going out there in an entire day, I put on anywhere from 2 to 4 miles easily in a day, just out walking all over the hills. And, that's not just walking, that's climbing the mountains and going down the mountains and carrying a detector and a pick, and then, digging something and picking. And it can wear you out. And at the end of the day, man, my back's hurt, my arms hurt. So I just ordered the vest. I've never really liked them bungees that attach to the detector because it just seems like you're fighting that bungee where it's always wanting to lift up and slap you in the face. And it's hard just to, I guess you got to fine tune it to just have it perfectly set right there on the ground to kind of take the weight off. So I ordered that vest with the bungee hookup on that. And I'm thinking of going to a little better, different coral or something like that. And hopefully I can go over and get my detector fine-tuned and fixed and everything. Then I'll go over a lot of this ground again. And maybe I'll get some more gold. Let's see, the gold color. He has Huckles. You will walk 5 miles a day easy. Yeah, you're missing a good tool if you're not GP Sing It. GP Sing It. That's what they call that, GP Sing It. The 7,000. I didn't even use the bungee with the 7,000, And, you know, and that's a heavy machine there. That's like, that machine's like swinging a garbage can lid full of cement, as they say. That's a heavy machine, but I still didn't use a bungee on even that machine. I have a hard time strapping a bungee up to that because, you know, when you get a target, you got to disconnect it and get it out of the way. That's just extra steps. I just like to set my detector off to the side and dig my target and then bring it back over. I don't like to, you know, all that disconnecting and stuff. But I say I got to try a different coral or something on that, something a little heavier and maybe a little larger to get me some more gold because I pretty well have cleaned this area out. I mean, you know, this is really funny because when I first came out here, I mean, I shouldn't say when I first came out here, but when I first went to the other side over there looking for meteorites, within a couple weeks, I found 8 of those meteorites, 8 of them. And I thought, holy crap, I'm going to clean up. Well, since then, what have I found? 3 or something? I mean, I don't know why, but I'm walking all over the place. It's just harder to find. I love my gold bug too, but the 5,000 with the Coral Tech 11 cleans up. Some people love the 5,000s. 5,000 was a decent machine. I've never tried it. I've looked at some of them and thought about picking one up one day. Maybe when I get a buttload of money and I don't know what to do with it all, I might pick up a 5,000 just to have a 5,000 to play with, because we'll see how they fix my 6,000. If they can fix that 6,000 to work good, then that'll be pretty good. But if they can't fix that 6,000, then I may start to look at the 5,000, because there's been some people going back and forth on if the 5,000 is better than the 6,000 or not. Then you have to carry a gold monster for a pinpointer. I know some people that do that, carry the gold monster and the other one both. The Doc's battery makes all the difference for the 5,000, right? You're talking about, because then this is a lot smaller battery. I remember when I had my 3,500, it's got the speaker to it, and you can get the booster. The 6,000 I wished had a booster too. You know, that you put the speaker on your shoulder thing there, and the battery pack there too. And that booster is really cool. I wish the 6,000 had a booster like that to amplify the signal, because, you know, make it loud where it'll just scream. Some people tell me they use different headphones on that too, and the headphones amplify that. But I don't know. Is anybody using the 6,000 with different hookups, different set of headphones, or had some type of amplification on that to lift those up, or any, you know, this? I don't know if you can do that with the 6 or not. I haven't seen anything out there, but that doesn't mean there's nothing out there. I just haven't seen anything. So, anyways, that's what's happening, guys, up here in this land of Oz. It's a beautiful area up here. You know what? You guys want me to take you outside and show you guys around? Let's do that, okay? Let's see if I can do that there. Do you see this time I put a blanket, so it wasn't that red effect, because I got red curtains, and I'm inside my RV right now. So inside the RV with all these red curtains just made me look really red. But let's walk outside and see if I can still keep you guys in the frame here. I'll show you my view from the door and everything there. Oh man, it's bright out here. Woo-hoo. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and there's my view right there. There's the mountains I see. The sun goes down at nighttime, and there's the razor and the truck and all that stuff. But this is my pad right here. There's the Connex, all the storage in there, the property right there. This is an acre right here. I'm out in the sun now. And then the RV, the trailer. Anyways, now I got dark. Now I'm going back inside. So I just leave my trailer up here on the lot. And when I come up here to stay, I just bring my truck and quad up here. If I go to the other side of the mountain, The gold. Ooh, my glasses got dark from being outside in the sun. If I go the other side, the gold basin area, then I'll put the camper on the truck and I'll stay over there. And then I pull the quad. Then I got to drive over the mountain on this side. So, shenanigan, desert style. Too hot in Meadview this time of year. It's not that bad. Woody is molding them. What's he molding, Josh? Batteries? What's Woody molding? Hogs, need to get you one of those portable spas. I've seen them. I've looked at some of those too. Them little Coleman round little spas. That would be nice just to fire up. And man, that would really be nice. But the bad thing about those, especially in the summertime, you're out there even when you're walking around, you are the only moisture around, and every little bug loves to attack you because you are the only source of water. So that sometimes is a pain in the ass. So if you've got a tub, if it's not indoors, you're going to have all them bees and flies and everything else attacking you. But maybe like in the Connex or the storage container, putting it in there. Now that would be an idea. Then I could just close the door, go inside. Now that I could see doing. I may have to check in on that. Modifying the 6000. Huh. Heading to 28 in Gold Basin in the AM dry washing. Yeah. That there's cool out there, some dry washing. I found a pile. It was really funny. I did this little short video. I haven't posted it yet, though. But yesterday, I was out just driving around. And I saw this other dirt road. And I thought, oh, I haven't been on that dirt road for a while. Let me see where that goes to. So I took it, and it kind of came to a dead end. The old timers were up there, and they did some pushes where they just kind of pushed the dirt out of the way because they were checking, doing some trenching and seeing what's under the ground, I'm assuming. But this dirt was really red, nice red dirt. And I thought, man, I got to get a dry washer and put this dry washer and run some of that dirt. But the funny thing was, right out there was a fish. It looked kind of like a carp. Somebody later told me it was stripes, but it looked like a carp. And then next to that, there was another one. And I'm thinking, how the hell did these fish get over here? And then I'm looking around, and there's another one. And then I'm looking, and there's a couple more. And then another one. And then what the hell's all these fish doing up here? Didn't look like they were filleted. It didn't look like they were gutted. It just looked like just the meat of it was just eaten out. And Lake Mead is just over the mountainside, so I was wondering like if a hawk or an eagle or something lives up there close by and is going down and scooping them out of the river or the lake and then bringing them up there, sitting them, and was eating them. I don't know, but that was the weirdest thing up there. Anyways, so I was going to dry wash that pile of dirt, but I figured it's too hot to dry wash right now. Put it in one of those screen tents. That would probably work too, a screen tent. But there's a lot of rocks in the ground too, so I'd have to make a pad so it wouldn't be so rocky. But in the Connex, still would be a good idea. Weird aliens, something. Cart too evasive. I don't know. Osper, jackrabbits. No, there's jackrabbits wouldn't bring them all the way over there. There's jackrabbits up here. Anyway, that's weird. It just anyway. So I wanted to dry wash this pile, but it was just too hot to. I just couldn't see myself coming back, loading the dry washer up, and then dragging it up there to dry wash. So I figured another day. So I'll plan for another day. Save calories. Carnivore, save calories. Bird of prey. Something anyways, but yeah, so it was just weird seeing all those fish up there in the mountains like that, There's no reason those fish should be there. So anyways, I did kind of a little post about that. How high do you jump, Jack? Well, if it's a snake, I could probably jump about 3 feet, 2 feet. It's harder to jump when you put on a lot of weight. you got to jump higher. When I do jumping jacks, I used to could jump pretty good. I think I used to could jump up and touch the rim of a basketball backboard. Could almost stuff it. But that's when I was younger. Yeah, I couldn't do that anymore. Uh, the fossilized been there for a million years laying on the ground. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Do you mine all day or in the mornings, evenings, and avoid the heat point there? Uh, that's a very good question. Uh, I like to go out in the morning sometimes. Generally, I like to go out by 8 o'clock and I'll, detect for maybe a couple hours and then I kind of get frustrated and I bounce around a lot. I don't spend a lot of time in the same area. So I'll detect and then I'll bounce someplace else and try someplace else. And then eventually I say I've had enough after a couple hours or something. Then I'll come back and then I'll relax, maybe make some breakfast, and then I sit here and then I get bored and said, I got to go detect again. So then I'll go back out for a couple hours. And I generally do that several times a day. I'm just up here. There's no sense just coming up here just to sit. So I might as well detect. So depending on the sun don't go down here until late, I'll probably go out this evening and do a fast little detect hunt. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just relax. But it is getting warm and it's about time for me to head for the home front. Rocky Mountain Prospector, Brad, hit the like button, everyone. All right. Hello, Brad Hayden. But that's what's happening up here, guys. So, say, I need a co-host with me. So if you know anybody who wants to be co-host, shoot me a message and all of that. Like, share, subscribe. As Brad says, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Worry about getting dehydrated in the triple digits in Northern California. You could get, I guess I get so used to it 'cause I really don't drink a lot of water. Uh, I don't like water. I'll drink water, but I have to put the flavors in the water I drink. Like, I have to put some type of flavoring in there for me to drink any water. But I might only drink one thing of water a day. If I'm out like in the if I'm out detecting far away or something and I spend a couple hours walking around and I get way out there and I think, man, why didn't I bring water with me or something? And then I think I got to start to feel woozy or something. Say, I got to start making my way back to the razor. Then I'll get back to the razor, get me a bottle of water maybe, and I'll chug, half of it down or something, rehydrate and then take off again or something. No more pushes, Jack. There's no pushes planned. We did the push up here in a couple spots, and we found some gold here. But unless I really find another good spot for where the nuggets, are not that far down to push out of the way, it wouldn't do any good to really do a push to put that type of money up and anything like that. So we'll just see what happens on that there. Hello, me neither. That's what I do, but I get too busy. I forget to hydrate. Yeah, I do too. And if I go out, like if I go the other side of the mountain, I may put a couple waters in a cooler. I'll put a couple Pepsis in a cooler. I don't drink beer anymore, but I drink these NAs. This is some pretty good stuff. This is an IPA. These IPA, Sam Adams has an excellent taste in IPA for non-alcoholic beer. But anyways, I'll put a couple of those in the cooler, and I may drink a Pepsi on the way over or something. So I do drink that type of stuff. At the dollar store the other day, I saw Pepsi has a peach flavored Pepsi and a lime flavored Pepsi. So I had to buy them. Peach is not that bad. It's got, the little hint of peach in it, lime. So I do drink a lot of sodas during the day. I probably drink a 6-pack or more of sodas a day, at least. Probably a 6-pack of sodas. That's not good for you. But I do that. I should drink more water, but I don't. It's that gold fever. Ever had it? Yeah. You guys all heard my gold fever story, I'm sure. But in case you haven't, I'll tell it to you again. I was telling that to Ryan. When I first got involved with gold, learned about gold and all of that. I joined this club, and I went out to one of their claims, and it's what they called the hellhole. So you could drive your truck down to the hellhole, but then you had to put all your gear on and backpack it down the ravine. So I went down this one spot, and this was in July, and it's 120 degrees outside. And I carried my dry washer down this ravine, and my motor and picks and shovels and bucket, and carry that all down there. And I'm in this bank picking away, and I just kept thinking, I'm going to die out here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing out here. I'm crazy. I just got to get out of here. And I thought, let me just pick this out real fast, do a real run, and then I'll just get out of here. So I pick in this bank and get me a bunch of material loosed up, ran it through the dry washer, and then I said, well, let me just do a cleanup and get out of here. I put it in the bucket and climbed back up the hill and put it behind the truck, got in the truck, started up, let the air conditioner blow all over me, had a cooler right there, got some ice, rubbing that ice all over me, trying to cool myself down. And I thought, let me just go pan this stuff out and get out of here. So I go to the back and put me the water in the tub and panned it. There was so much gold in there. Back down in that hole I went again and started shoveling again. But yeah, then that's gold fever. I learned to deal with the heat back in those days. We used to dump ice water on our heads, or put wet towels on our heads, or sit under the tarps. But I learned a long time ago to deal with the heat. Little Mister bottles with, you put them in your cooler when you leave the house, so they're nice and cold. You can just spray yourself with that Mister bottle. So there's ways to keep cool. But anyway, so I've learned to deal with heat. The heat doesn't bother me at all. I don't like it, but it doesn't bother me. Yeah. Uh, anyway, that's my story of gold fever. I caught gold fever so bad. I mean, it ruined my life. I shouldn't say it ruined my life, but it definitely changed my life. It took me a while to get out of that habit of having gold, because all I cared about is gold. I would take off and leave, kids and wife at home, and just I'd be gone for weeks at a time. I didn't care. I'd be gone for a month at a time, and that's all I cared about was gold. I just had to have gold, gold, gold. That's all I cared about. Anyway, I become part lizard. Freeze a bunch of bottles of water. I like the heat to forget the cold. Yeah, I don't like cold. I mean, when it's cold, I am miserable. When I went to Utah, when my mother was passing, and there was snow in Utah, I mean, I got a heater on inside that. I just took my camper van, and I got a heater on in there, and the snow out there, and it's just so cold. You got all the clothing on you and blankets on you, and I don't like to wear pants. I like to wear shorts. I don't like to be constricted with all the clothing and all the blankets. I don't even like to put a blanket on me at nighttime. So I just hate cold. I hate the cold so bad. It's just unbearable, unbearable. But the heat, there's a huge difference between being in the shade and being in the sun. It's probably 10, 20 degrees difference. If you're in the sun, it can be hot. That dry heat, that is hot. But you walk in the shade, it's a lot cooler just being in the shade. So they have Mr. Fans now. Yeah, I've got one of them. It's it's a 5-gallon bucket. It's a Ryobi, and it actually uses the same batteries as all my Ryobi stuff. It's a Mister thing. You set it on a 5-gallon bucket full of water, and it just mists you down and sprays the fan on you. I remember once upon a time, years and years ago, a bunch of us went out prospecting, and I had one of them big water totes that I had in the back of my truck, and I had a garden hose, and I ran it out of that tank all the way out of my truck down to where I was dry washing, and I had a swamp cooler right there. So I was running the electric and the generator, and that that was going right in the swamp cooler, and I'm dry washing. Man, everybody wanted to come and sit around me and dry wash around me because I was nice and cool. Brian, go to OnlyFans. They have a lot of good selections. OnlyFans, yeah. Anyways, there's ways to stay cool, like, but you can put the little rags around your head. You know, I even bought one of those. They look like headphones that you put on your around your shoulders and turn them on. They supposedly blow cool air on you. Well, yeah, it blows air on you all right, but it's sucking in the hot air and then blowing the hot air on you. And I thought, what a joke that thing was, to buy those things. That thing was stupid. Uh, they got there's all types there's water bottles that, you fill full of water and they got little misters on them you can mist yourself down with. You pump it up, then open it up and just mist yourself down. But that doesn't bother me anymore. I worry more about going someplace far away, like driving to the other side of the mountain or the hill over there and breaking down or having a flat tire or something like that. That I worry about. So when I do go, I do like to make sure I have like I say, I'll put in extra drinks or water just in case if I need it. So I do try to be prepared that way because you never know. You never know. That's why I left Massachusetts. Yes, because of the heat or the humidity. One thing, we don't have a lot of the humidity out here. We get the humidity after the monsoons come in, but we don't have a lot of humidity. So even though it might be 105, 105 is still tolerable. 104, that's tolerable. Once it gets over 105, it might as well be 155. It's hot, and you ain't going out in it. So there, you do have to go out early in the morning, late in the afternoon, and then during the day you just hide under the air conditioner. And it don't matter where you're at. Where I grew up at, it would get up into the 90s. That was hot. You didn't go out and play in it. You do it early in the morning, late in the afternoon, and during the day you're under the air conditioner. So it don't matter where you're at, hot is hot. Let's see, hogs. Ours is the dry blister in heat. Do you tell people when you go out by yourself? I try to let somebody know that I'm going out or where I'm kind of going to give them, an idea in case they don't hear from me or something. Then they'll know about where I'm at anyways. Steve, the cold. Oh, yeah. That's why that's not the reason I left. But I've been in Arizona since early 90s. And I've always loved, even, back in the 80s when I'd come to Arizona to visit, I really kind of I fell in love with Arizona, just kind of the nightlife and the downtown. It's changed an awful lot since then, but I really just enjoyed Arizona. Arizona's kind of now becoming California, which really sucks, but I take the in reach. That's a good thing. Some of the places that I go, you don't have cell phone service, and and I worry about that if I don't have cell phone service. Now I've got a long hike out of there or something, and that's not very good. There was a time I was someplace and I blew a tire on my razor, and I thought, well, it's about 15 miles back to camp, and that's too far to walk. I I have a spare tire, but I didn't have a wrench to get the spare tire off or to get the other tire off. So I had the choice to walk back to camp, and that wasn't going to happen. So I decided just to drive it the way it was. By the time I got back, that tire and rim was no good. So I had to buy a new tire and rim. But I was lucky then. But since then, I have put in some amenities. I've put in water. I put in like, a little blanket like thing and some bug spray and some toilet paper and, the necessities in case you do end up having to spend the night out there. You always got to try to be prepared anyway. Could the CB get out signal? CB would probably get out, but who would listen to you? Who's around? CBs are almost line of sight, So nobody may come to your rescue on a CB. So walkie-talkies would be good if you had somebody else around you. Tire patch kit. I have plugs, but what happened on that day is I hit a rock and it knocked the tire off the rim. The bead came apart, and I didn't have a way to pump it up, or try to get it back, the bead sealed again or something like that. Yes, the ham. I did buy some of those Tad. They're little handheld ham radios. I forget what they call them. They say you're supposed to have a license. They're kind of, when you buy them out of China or that company, Tamu or whatever that company is, they have some ham radios for sale, portables. And they say that for emergency purposes, you're allowed to use them. Well, so anytime that you're in trouble, that's an emergency, because they don't determine what emergency is. They just said emergency. Anyway, so I did buy some of them. I don't know how to use them, though, but I do. Yes, that's what they are. Both finger radios to go. Yeah, boofing, whatever they, biofing, whatever. Anyway, whatever you call them, not in a emergency. You're not supposed to use them. Anyway, so I did buy some of them, but I don't know how to use them. So one day I'll have to play with them and use them, but I do have some of them. But apparently those are still only line of sight too. But they say those will go like 15 miles or something like that, I think. You're allowed to win in an emergency, Hosbog says. FRS radio. Yeah, the FRS I think is a family radio. You can use them, but so does everybody else have that same, and they've only got whatever. Or some of the radios do both. They do both sides. I think some of the old GPSs, Garmin had a GPS that was also the walkie-talkie or that radio too. That was kind of cool. That was a really cool system because they had the Find Me on it. So if you and your buddy were, lost or whatever, you could push that button and locate right where he was and go to him. Those are pretty good. 25 to 50 miles, depending on the antenna. Okay, I did read that. I can show you how to reach a repeater. All right, Tad, one day you come out to camp and show me how to use these radios. That's the frequent EC you put in for longer distances. Yeah, see, I don't understand it because it says it's like, there's two different frequencies. One's for like a lower and one's an upper or something. And I don't hear anybody talking. I don't know how to scan to try to hear somebody talk. Like I say, I don't understand them. I bought them, but I don't understand them. YouTube Thumb 32. Hello, Jack and Chad. Hello, Raphael. Marine Band radios. Got to go, Richard Duke. Okay, take care, buddy. Anyways, guys, we chit-chatted here. It was good. I appreciate all you guys. See, some of you guys are more knowledgeable, and everybody knows something. Everybody knows something. Everybody can share some knowledge in one way or another of something that they have, and to help out somebody else. There's a lot of things I don't know that I need to learn. Some of my problems is I don't have the time to learn stuff or to sit down. I can't read a manual. I can't. Like that new Detector with the blanket. That thing's got so many buttons and pages and it's hard to figure it out. I don't have the time to sit there or the patience to go through that type of stuff, and that's why, for me, it doesn't always work. But anyways, guys, so we'll go ahead, and knowledge is power. That's what I've always heard. Wisdom is power. Knowledge is power. Try to learn as much as you can. Anyway, I want to thank all you guys coming in another Wednesday. Time and tide. It's no good, Jack. You will need to learn smoke signals, I guess so. Go color UMC teaches a desert warfare course. I need to learn about desert warfare, but anyways. So guys, you guys all take care. Have yourselves fantastic. Let me go through my ending screens here where I got to end this all out at. So you guys all take care. Have a fantastic week, you guys. Get out, create an adventure. Remember, life is too short, guys. Seriously, life is too short. Get out, live your life, make it an adventure, have some fun, make some memories. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all you guys.